Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. Thank you all so much for being with me here today. I appreciate each and every one of you so very much. Thank you so much for your recent comments on my recent videos. Thank you so much for doing that. I appreciate that more than you know. It's fun to get to know you. Thank you so much for doing that. As always, if you like what you see, please go ahead and subscribe. Got a lot of fun stuff coming down. Be doing a little bit more videos as soon as weather changes and we get into fall and winter. Got a lot of great things planned, a lot of fun, exciting videos that I really want to share with you, but most importantly, I want to talk with you about, and that's where the comments come in. So please make sure that you leave comments in the comment section below. Subscribe if you like, that's great, I appreciate that. But really, thank you so much for commenting on my videos so we can at least talk about things. Thank you very much for doing that. As in all my videos, I leave chapters in the description below so that it can help you jump through and go to where you want to go, so that it kind of helps you through the video. Sometimes videos get to be long. I'm hoping this one won't be one of them, but as they do, you can at least jump through and see what you want to see. Today, super excited to share with you about 8 albums. They're jazz albums that are, well, they're cheap to obtain. Really cheap to obtain, especially if you're looking for them used as I did these past several months. But really, they're jazz albums with great jazz music. But I tell you one thing that I really want to talk with you about, and it's the reason why I'm presenting these albums to you today, is they have audiophile sound quality, or near audiophile sound quality. At least they do to me, and they're jazz music that I think is absolutely wonderful. I think you'll recognize most of the artists. You may or may not recognize all of the albums. Some of the albums are actually new to me, and I'll point that out as we go along. But let's go ahead and get started with very inexpensive to obtain. Typically, most of these are original pressings that are easy to find and are inexpensive. And I'm talking anywhere from $5 to maybe $15 per album. At least that's what I was able to acquire them for as I go browsing through record bins, mostly at Randy's Records in Salt Lake. If you're in the area, that's one of the greatest places to shop and browse records, is Randy's Records in the Salt Lake area. One of my favorite, one of my go-to record stores for sure. But anyway, let's go ahead and get started. Let me share with you 8 incredibly inexpensive jazz albums, but with absolute audiophile sound quality. First album I want to share with you is from 1979. It was originally released in 1974 on CTI Records. This is a 1979 CTI reissue of this great album, or at least I think it is. It is George Benson, Take 5, an incredibly awesome album with great music. And I'm here to tell you what, the music on here, George Benson, what a great guitarist, one of my favorite artists ever. This is a fantastic album. And wait till we get to talking about his rendition of Take 5. Let's go ahead and start first. Let me just tell you quickly some of the musicians that are on the album with him. You've got Ron Carter on bass, Phil Bodner flute, Steve Gadd drums, Kenny Barron piano, and of course, George Benson is on guitar. You got Philip Upchurch as well on here. What a great assembly of musicians for this incredibly great sounding jazz album on CTI Records. On side 1, track 1 is the title track, Take 5, the rendition of this fantastic classic track. The resolution and clarity on guitar is simply excellent. George's guitar sounds fantastic on this. Drums are also excellent with good bottom end weight, but really good definition. Track number 3 on side 1, My Latin Brother. This is probably the track that I would recommend to you if you're unfamiliar with this album, to vet the album out, because it really sounds incredibly good. It's got excellent resolution, clarity on the guitar. George's guitar is fantastic. Drums, once again, just sound absolutely excellent with good bottom end weight. It's shocking how good it sounds. The entire album is recorded, I think, quite well. It really does sound good. And if you're lucky enough to get an album, like I say, this album, I think I paid $8-9 for. It was in the used bin. It's used, but I would guess it would be a very good plus. Side one, close to near mint. It's that good. But I was just absolutely shocked at the sound quality of this album. It really is. The entire album sounds excellent with top end clarity and overall detail. Excellent sound on the drums. It just really, the bass is also very good and very articulate with good bottom end weight. Excellent sounding album. Really shocked at how good this sounds. I would call this near audiophile quality sound on George Benson Take 5. This next album I really wasn't familiar with, even though Joe Sample, very familiar with Joe Sample, very much familiar with him. He's a great pianist. I've always thought a lot of his music and love it, but this album I'd never seen before. And I've had this for probably, I don't know, 4 to 5 months. It's called The Three. The Three are obviously Joe Sample on piano, Ray Brown on bass, and Shelly Manne on drums. This is a 1976 East Wind direct cut album. It says on the back, and let me just kind of show this to you. Oh, great. You can't even see that because of the vinyl, right? It was distributed by Nautilus recordings, but it really is a Japanese pressing, and it was pressed direct cut, as it says right here, super disc, and it was pressed direct cut. At least that's what it says on Discogs. It's a 1976 release, as indicated. It's really got incredibly good sound, but honestly, and in all of these albums, and this would include it, The Three, the music is absolutely fantastic. I hope you at least, if you're unfamiliar with these albums, at least vet them out through Spotify, Apple Music, Cobham, Tidal, wherever it is you listen to your music. I hope you'll at least vet them out. I haven't looked to see if this album is on Spotify or any of the others. I just bought it kind of blind. I was just going through bins at Randy's Records, found it. Joe Sample, like Joe Sample, I thought, crap, I'm going to buy it. So it had Shelly Manne on it, as well as Ray Brown. Hey, to me, that's all I needed. And I wasn't disappointed when I put it on my turntable. Oh my gosh, it's got great sound, but the music is fantastic. Side one, Yearnin', bass by Ray Brown, is absolutely excellent. Great weight to the bass, but yet it has detailed definition. You can actually hear his plucks on the bass. It's really quite good. Great definition and bottom end weight. Shelly Manne's drums are beautiful, especially when he really strikes them. And the recording is so good. When I say that, you can really feel that dynamic. And when he hits the drums, it's really quite a good recording. And it's a good music. I mean, it's not crazy fusion type jazz. I wouldn't call it that. I would probably call it cool jazz. I don't know what the proper, what it would properly be called, but it's not really, I wouldn't think, fusion jazz. But I tell you what, the recording is simply stunning, and the music is wonderful and beautiful to listen to, I think, anyway. It's extraordinarily dynamic. Joe Sample's piano is absolutely crystal clear, up front, properly balanced within the mix of the three musicians. It just is an excellent sounding track. Track 3 on side 1, Satin Doll. Ray Brown's bass is just excellent on here. And then Joe Sample's piano, wow. Shelly Manne has a drum solo towards the end of this track. This might be the one that you might want to try and vet out if you're unfamiliar with the album, because the drum solo is excellent. It's dynamic. It has good weight. It just sounds good. It's one of these tracks that you can really kind of lull and kind of close your eyes for a minute, but when this drum solo comes in, you're going to wake up. I'm here to tell you that. Side 2, Manha Do Carnival. It's really a fun song. piano by Joe Sample is just absolutely excellent. It's probably the most beautiful, relaxed track on the album, as in my opinion, as for what I think it is, but it's excellent. The rendition that they do, this is on side 2, second song, Roundabout Midnight, raised bass entry is unbelievably excellent. Great detail and weight. Piano is clean and detailed. Excellent rendition of this masterpiece track. Yet another one that you really should try and vet out to check out the album if you're unfamiliar with it, because it's an incredibly awesome sounding track. This is really, in my opinion, a demo-worthy album. Sound quality is really quite good. You know what? In none of these albums, the vinyl is okay. The noise floor, you're not going to find really super quiet album like you get from MoFi and Analog Productions. You're just not going to find that. But the vinyl does sound good. It doesn't in any way detract from the great musicianship and sound quality of any of these albums. In particular, this one, Joe Sample the 3, it just sounds absolutely fantastic. This is, in my opinion, definitely an audiophile sounding album. Great jazz music. Vet it out, listen to it, let me know what you think. It sounds actually wonderful. Joe Sample the 3, great audiophile album. This next album's a newer album released in 2020 on ECM Records. And boy, I tell you what, it's a good one. It's really a good sounding album. I've always been impressed with ECM's, not only the musicianship of their artists that they record, but the sound quality has always been good on ECM, at least from my perspective, it has. This is called Life Goes On with Carla, Bley, Andy Sheppard, and Steve Swallow. What an excellent trio you have here, if you will. Sound quality is really, really, really good. Andy Sheppard's on tenor sax and soprano sax, Carla Bley on piano, and Steve Swallow on bass. On the opening track on side 1, the title track, Life Goes On, Carla Bley's piano is just absolutely beautiful. Very, very nicely detailed, has good dynamics to the piano. And if you love a good sounding piano like I do, you'll know what I'm talking about when I say the dynamics, when you can feel the keys being struck, depending on how hard they strike those keys, and the sound quality that you receive is really quite striking. Andy Sheppard's sax is absolutely wonderful. It really is just kind of eye-popping wow. Steve Swallow's bass is excellent, got really nice bottom end, rhythmic, good rhythmic foundation for the track, in my opinion. It's just absolutely a wonderful rendition of very clean playing, very well defined. The sax, the bass, and certainly Carla's piano is absolutely wonderful. Excellent song, worthy of, at least, if you're not familiar with the album, worthy of at least vetting it out with this track. Second song is called On, really, really good track. Once again, bass is weighty and well-defined. You can hear Steve plucking the strings. It just sounds excellent. This track On, second song on side 1, really does define a good bass playing and how well it is recorded. It sounds really good. Rolling over to side 2, Beautiful Telephones. Number 2 is what this track is called. Saxophone is absolutely stunning. Sound is very clean and detailed. Bass is extraordinarily well defined and has excellent weight. Once again, the piano has good dynamic rhythm to it as Carla strikes the keys. It sounds really quite good. Like I say, I've always been impressed with the sound quality of ECM Records. I picked this one up. I think I may have paid $12 for this. It was used. And the quality of the album, very good, plus to near mint. It sounds excellent as far as sound quality is concerned. But I tell you what, the musicianship, if you're unfamiliar with Life Goes On from Carla, Bley, Andy Sheppard, and Steve Swallow, vet it out, check it out, let me know what you think. It sounds absolutely fantastic on vinyl. Highly, highly recommend. I would call this album near audiophile quality. It's that good. This next album's going back a little bit to 1975. It's a little bit older album on the Atlantic label. It is Billy Cobham, recorded live in Europe and it's called Shabazz. Very, very, very nice album. I wasn't familiar with this album from Billy Cobham. I've got a few of his albums, Spectra, I mean, there's Spectrum, excuse me, and some others. And I know he's appeared on a lot of other folks' albums. Great percussionist, drummist. This album recorded live is excellent. Musicians that he has on this album, by the way, it was mastered by Greg Piros. Of course, you got Billy Cobham on percussion, drums, Alex Blake, bass, John Abercrombie, guitar, Milko Levive, keyboards. I'm probably pronouncing that man's name wrong. Michael Brecker on sax, Glenn Ferris, trombone, and Randy Becker on trumpet. It's just really a neat, for a live recording, an album that's recorded live. This really does sound quite good. The first track, title track, Shabazz, is the one that you need to check out and you need to vet out and you need to listen to kind of grasp the overall sound and musical type of jazz. This is probably a little bit more fusion jazz on this album. But the first track, Shabazz, is the one that you want to vet out with and check it out if you're not familiar with this Billy Cobham album. It's really excellent. The drum entry to the track is stunning. It's excellent. Bass and guitar is excellent. Horns sound great. Keyboards are way cool. Turn up the volume to achieve the impact. You really need to do that. Just turn the volume up and you'll reward yourself with really quite stunning dynamics and just good identification and detail on all of the instruments. And yes, there is a lot going on this album, but as you turn it up, you don't lose sight of what's happening. Everything is recorded really quite well. It doesn't get lost. Instruments doesn't get lost within others. There's not one instrument that's overbearing than another. It really does sound really quite good. In particular, it's a live recording back in 1975. But really, the title track, Shabazz, is what you want to listen to. It'll give you the basis for the entire album. The entire album is great. It sounds fantastic. But Shabazz, first track in, you've got to hear it. You got to listen to it, vet it out. Tell me what you think of it. It really is not only great, fantastic music, but it's recorded really quite well. I would probably classify this as a pretty dang near audiophile quality album. Excellent sound quality. Remember, it's on the Atlantic label. For a live recording, it's very, very good. Music is excellent, and the sound just keeps your attention. In particular, and I really think this is critical that you need to do, you got to turn the volume up. You got to get that volume up and you will be rewarded with incredible dynamics and just really and truthfully amazing jazz music, in my opinion. Billy Cobham, Shabazz. The next album I want to share with you is from a couple, three artists that I've heard of before, but I've never seen this album ever before. It was released in 1974. It's called Nirvana. And it has Zoot Sims, Bucky Pizzarelli, and a special guest of Buddy Rich. Never heard of this album before. I think I picked this up. I know I picked it up at Randy's Records, but I think I probably paid $5 or $6 for this album, and its condition is probably very good. Plus, it is used. It's in great shape. But like I say, this is a $5 or $6 record that you can find, I think, pretty easily. It's on a label called Groove Merchant. You got Zoot Sims on the tenor sax and soprano sax, along with vocals. Bucky Pizzarelli on guitar, Buddy Rich drums and vocals, and Milt Hinton is also on this album on bass. But I'm here to tell you what, I was really quite shocked at the incredible music on this album. I really wasn't expecting much, even though, Zoot Sims, I've heard of him. He's got a great sax player. He's appeared on other folks' albums. I don't know if I've got any of Zoot Sims' albums. I probably do. I just would have to look. But this is really a very good sounding album. First track called Somerset. Excellent detail on Zoot saxophone. Bass and drums and guitar are all very nicely done. The bass really does have a pretty good bottom end to it. It's pretty weighty. Second song on side one, Honeysuckle Rose. Great track with excellent resolution on this. The recording of this track really is excellent. It gives you an idea of the overall album's resolution and detail. It's clean and very well recorded. Excellent percussion along with drums on this track. Track 3 on side 1, A Summer Thing. Zoot saxophone and bass sound very, very good and have incredible detail, in particular on the bass. The bass provides a really good foundation for this track, and it has good weight to it. Bucky's guitar is very, very nice and very clean, even though it's a little bit laid back in the recording. I think that's on purpose. It just, kind of providing a foundation as well for the track, but it's kind of a little bit laid back, but you can still hear very good detail on his guitar. Track 5 on side 1, G Baby, Ain't I Good to You? Bass by Milt Hinton is excellent on this. This is just really the star of this track is Milt's bass. It sounds incredible. The vocals on this track are absolutely excellent. It sounds absolutely wonderful. Vocals are recorded extraordinarily well on this track. This is a great song, and it sounds absolutely great. The album in general sounds surprisingly good. It's an album, like I said, I've never really heard of. I think it cost me $5 or $6 just browsing through. Thought, what the crap is this? Recognized Zoot Sims, Bucky Pizzarelli, and Buddy Rich, but never heard of the album. Picked it up. I'm glad I did. It's an incredibly awesome sounding album. If you're looking for a song to vet out on this one, G Baby, Ain't I Good to You? Now, I think it's the only vocal one on the album, vocal track on the album, but I'm here to tell you what, it's worth listening to. It sounds great. Very, very, very well recorded. This is another album that I think is near audiophile quality with sound, and the music is absolutely wonderful. You can sit back and kick back, and you will be rewarded with excellent, excellent jazz music that doesn't get tiring to listen to, and it doesn't get monotonous. One song doesn't sound like the other. They're all quite different. It's a great, great album, near audiophile quality for an album that you can pick up between probably $5 to $10 at your record store and the used bins looking for jazz. Excellent, excellent album. Nirvana, Zoot Sims, Bucky Pizzarelli, and Buddy Rich. Highly recommended. The next 3 albums that I'm going to talk with you about and end with, I think, are absolutely audiophile type of sound quality on these albums. But what really sets them apart, and the reason I'm putting them here, these last 3 at the very end, is they are great, great music, great musicianship, and the jazz music is, I think, incredible, wonderful. If you've not heard of any of these, and I know you're going to have certainly have heard of the artists, but if you've not heard of these albums, I really strongly suggest, if you can, vet them out, listen to them wherever you listen to the music. These are actually wonderful jazz music albums, and they just happen to have, in my opinion, audiophile type of sound. The first one we're going to talk about is a 1982 release. It's another live album. It's the Dave Brubeck Quartet, Concord, on a Summer Night. This is a live album recorded in 1982. And really, for another live album, it's crazy, crazy good. Joining Dave Brubeck on piano, Bill Smith on clarinet, Randy Jones drums, Chris Brubeck on guitar, electric bass, and trombone. And there's a track in here where he plays the trombone that you've got to vet out, you've got to hear, you've got to listen to it. It really is that good. Okay, I think this album I picked up for $8 or $9. It was just cheap, very good plus to near mint condition. It hasn't been played that much at all. Whoever owned it, or whoever, many other people have owned it, I don't know. But a used album, but it is in actually excellent, excellent condition. The first track on side 1, called Benjamin. Excellent live recording, piano and drums sound fantastic with realistic weight and definition. You can certainly hear the crowd clap as the musicians are introduced, and you can hear them play in between tracks and so forth. Clarinet is extraordinarily well done and well recorded. Electric bass is great. It's really a great track, another one worth vetting out for. The song is just fantastic. Benjamin, the first track on side 1. This second track on side 2 might be my favorite song on the entire album, and I think it's one of the most beautiful songs ever. It's called Kodo Song. The piano, Dave Brubeck's piano, sounds it sounds wonderful. It's a beautiful, beautiful song. Bass has excellent weight and sounds really, really good. Good definition to it. Clarinet sounds simply wonderful. This is a great, great track. Really a great track. The Kodo Song. Now, it's a laid back track. It really is. You can kind of kick back. You're even going to want to close your eyes. But I promise you what? I promise you this. The definition, the detail, and the quality of the recording is going to make you open your eyes and go, that sounds really good. Trust me, it does. Track 3 on side 1, Black and Blue. The bass trombone by Chris Brubeck is outstanding. This is the song, you've got to hear it. You got to listen to it. Drums are very, very nice as well, with good definition. Really, I think proper weight, nothing overdone, certainly not held back in any way either. Rolling over quickly to side 2, Softly, Williams Softly. Excellent clarinet work on the entry to the track. Piano and bass are spectacular. Bass has great weight and definition. It's another fantastic track, worth vetting out, worth actually checking out the album for. If you can find it on Cobham or Tidal, you'll know what I'm talking about. This is a very, very well recorded album. And then, of course, the second track on side 2, Take 5, a rendition of Take 5 from Dave Brubeck. This performance is actually wonderful. The clarinet sounds absolutely crazy good. Very nice and very different rendition of this famous track, of this classic track, I should say. Randy's drums, Chris's bass are excellent. Dave's piano is superb, excellent solo. Drum solo is excellent. I really love this presentation of this song. You really need to listen to that as well. It sounds really good. The ending is awesome. The drum solo is fantastic. You really need to listen to it. This is This is definitely an audiophile quality sounding album, but the musicianship and the music is absolutely fantastic. I believe you would call this cool jazz. It's excellent. It's an incredible, incredible sounding album, but the music on it is fantastic. Here again, $8-9. I think I paid for this album. Wow, it's a bargain when you can find one in this kind of condition. Something certainly worth looking at. Audiophile quality sound for sure. Our next album was released originally in 1988 on Pablo Records, and anybody that knows anything about Pablo Records, you know that it was recorded extraordinarily well. It's the best of the modern jazz quartet on Pablo label, like I said, released in 1988. The quartet is Milt Jackson on vibraphone, John Lewis on piano, Percy Heath on bass, and Connie Kay on drums. Pablo Records, we all know the sound quality of Pablo was always fantastic, at least, and I have probably 50 or 60, not including some of the the Analog Productions renditions or redos, repressings, audiophile repressings of some of their albums. I've got at least probably 50 to 60 just standard regular Pablo releases, and they're all fantastic sounding. This was absolutely no different. Okay, the first song on side 1, Valeria. Vibraphone, Milt's vibraphone is incredible. Sounds excellent. Bass and drums have detail and weight. Piano is beautifully captured with clarity and definition. And really, the piano on this album is recorded so extraordinarily well. You can hear the key plunks. It was just recorded really well. Dynamics on the piano are really excellent, really excellent. Rolling over to side 2, Reunion Blues. Excellent sound on the piano. Sound is crisp, clean, and dynamic. Vibraphone is excellent in detail and clarity. Bass is well defined and has really proper, nice weight. Like I say, not overdone, not underdone by any means, but it really does have proper weight and is balanced within the rest of the mix. The second song is Nature Boy. The rendition of Nature Boy here is actually wonderful. It sounds incredible. Nice take on this classic. Milt's vibraphone sounds excellent with a wide sound stage created by the echo of the vibraphone. And it's really just how it's recorded. The vibraphone's recorded. You really do get a really wide dispersion, especially on the stage, that will go right well beyond your speakers. It sounds really quite good. Just an overall fantastic song. Nature Boy, second song in. The third song on there is called Echoes. It's another excellent song. The entire album is recorded extraordinarily well. Fantastic jazz music by this quartet. Excellent music. If you're into that, vet it out, check it out, listen to it if you can. Sound quality is incredible. I think this album at Randy's, I think I paid $6, maybe $7 for this album. It's in near mint condition. I don't think the people that owned it prior played it much because it just sounds excellent. There's no snap, crackles, or pops. The vinyl's really quite decent, as all Pablo albums are. Sound quality is excellent. I would definitely classify this as an audiophile type of album that people wouldn't have any problem putting on to demonstrate audio quality of their sound system. It's really that good. But vet it out. You got to like the music before you go out and spend $5, $6, $7 for some of these albums. But definitely worth checking out and vetting out, at least in my opinion. The best of the jazz, of the modern jazz quartet on Pablo. Fantastic sound on an excellent musical album. Okay, the last album that I want to share with you today on albums that have incredibly great jazz music, but are recorded to near or audiophile sound quality that you can obtain anywhere from $5 to $15, is a great jazz fusion album, Al Di Meola from 1982. It's on the Columbia label. It was mastered at Master Disc. I don't know if Bob Ludwig was the mastering engineer, the mastering, but the album sounds like it was. But I can't tell you for sure, so I don't have any idea if Bob Ludwig had anything to do with it. I know he was with Master Disc at that time, but I can't find anything on it that says that he was the guy that did the mastering on this album. If you're into jazz fusion, it gets wild, it gets crazy, it's awesome, it's great. It's another album you want to turn up, but I tell you what, the sound quality is excellent. You will definitely be rewarded with an incredible, at least in my opinion, sound quality. And I think some of the greatest music, guitar music, jazz guitar music ever. I just love Al Di Meola's take on jazz. I just love his music. First track on side one, Godbird Change, crazy good sounding track. Guitar licks are extremely well defined with top end extension. Drums and bass also sound great with good definition and very powerful impact. Second song, the title track, is this Electric Rendezvous. This is the track you want to vet out if you're unfamiliar with this album. This is absolutely the one that you want to at least see, hey, am I going to like this music or not? Is it a little too crazy or not? This is the one you want to vet out because it is awesome. Detail on guitars is simply stunning. Very clean sounding track with excellent drums and bass percussion. Flute is excellent. Good track, as I indicated, to vet this album out. Yes, it's jazz fusion. There's a lot going on. But I tell you what, you turn it up, nothing gets lost. You don't get lost in all of the instruments, one overpowering the other. You really don't get that with this album. It's that well recorded. You can hear each and every instrument played by these musicians, and you can hear what it is they're doing. You can hear what they're playing. It sounds awesome. Great track to check it out. The third track on side one as well, Passion, Grace, and Fire. Wow. Excellent guitars, Al and Paco de Luca. Stunning track with excellent clarity and detail. Another one that you probably want to listen to just to vet it out if you're unfamiliar with the album. It's a fast-paced album, but it never, ever, ever loses the clean and well-defined definition of each of the instruments. You're not going to find yourself going, oh, I got to turn this down. It's getting too radical and crazy. I tell you what, turn it up. Trust me, you're going to like it. It's going to sound great because it does sound great. It was recorded so very, very well. This one is probably one of the cheapest albums that I picked up. I think I paid $5 for this album. It's in probably very good plus condition. There might be a snap, crackle, or pop here and there, not a ton, but there is a couple there even after cleaning. I tell you what, it's a fantastic album with some absolutely great jazz fusion guitar work. Fantastic album. I think it's audiophile quality in its sound. It really is. But seriously, vet it out, check it out. The musicianship and the fusion jazz that you're getting, I think it sounds fantastic. The music is great. It makes you want to listen to it more. And the quality of the sound just makes you want to turn it up and enjoy this album. A fantastic album for sure. Thank you all so much for being with me here today and watching. If you please leave comments in the comment section below. Have you heard of any of these albums? What do you think? Let me know your thoughts on them. If you have some of them and hey, yeah, I agree with you on that. Or hey, you know what? I don't really think that album's that great. Sure, love to hear from you. I appreciate your comments so very, very much. Thank you for doing this. Once again, 8, I think, incredible jazz albums that can be had anywhere from $5 to $15 in the used bin at a local record store, probably even on Discogs and eBay. Very inexpensive, quality jazz music that sounds fantastic. Thank you all for being with me here today. Have a great day.